Welcome back to Fodder on Football, and we have got a Premier League preview as the league leaders Arsenal travel to Turf Moor to take on Burnley. This match kicks off Saturday, November 1st at 3 p.m. Great Britain time. So we'll dive into the team news, the tactical battles, and see if Scott Parker's side can break a decade-long Gunners record. Arsenal comes into this fixture flying high. They are the league leaders, having extended their advantage to 4 points recently, and are currently riding an 8-game winning streak across all competitions. Now, Mikel Arteta's side aims for a 5th straight league win and has been incredibly stingy defensively, conceding only 3 goals this entire season. We have just gone for the entire month of October without conceding a goal. Now, in the pre-match press conference, Mikel Arteta stated and really emphasized the need to maintain the team's level of urgency, the concentration, the focus, and the ambition. He believes that the team's capable of dominating many aspects of the game, calling it a constant evolution. On the other hand, Burnley are enjoying a great run themselves, having clinched back-to-back league wins. This strong spell has moved Scott Parker's side 5 points clear of the drop. Parker noted that the mood in the camp is high, with a real confidence and a real buzz, as he put it, after securing 2 consecutive wins, including their first away victory of the season against Wolves, which was a 3-2 win. They're now attempting to win 3 consecutive Premier League games for the first time since April 2022. Now, facing Arsenal is obviously a massive challenge, as Parker himself acknowledged. He stated that the Gunners are a top team and are favourites to win the Premier League this year. Now, Burnley are going to have to be at their optimum probably in every single facet of the game. Now, Parker wants to make Turf Moor a hostile place. Burnley have picked up 7 of their 10 points this season at home, and Parker stressed that the team needs to bring humongous energy and an unbelievable spirit to make the stadium as difficult as possible for Arsenal. Meanwhile, Arteta stated that he anticipates a tough match, describing Burnley as extremely well coached and a very, very tough team to beat. Let's get into the tactical battle now. So, set pieces and solidity. Now, when we look at the tactical breakdown between these two teams, the sources really highlight an obvious mismatch: set pieces. Now, Arsenal have been highly successful, we all know, from dead balls, having scored the most from set pieces, 9 in the league. Now, remarkably, all 4 of Arsenal's goals scored on the road this season have come from corners. Conversely, Burnley have conceded the second most goals from set pieces. So Burnley are obviously going to be a bit worried about that, and I think they'll probably line up in a 5-4-1 and be quite pragmatic for this game. They're generally possession light, averaging about 35% of possession. Now, however, Burnley have been difficult to breach at home, I have to say, conceding only twice in their last 4 games at Turf Moor, and only one of those goals was from open play. Interestingly, there's a wide discussion about Arsenal's style. Some view them as really structured, defensively sound. Parker himself views Arsenal as a fluid team and unbelievably well coached. That doesn't just rely on set plays. We've heard this from multiple sources now in terms of managerial sources. Everyone's saying that how good a team we are. They're not complaining about the set plays. They're saying, well, Arsenal are very good at going forward. They're one of the most fluid teams. They're a team that can do everything in every phase of the game. And I think it's important that we kind of keep that in the back of our minds, while everyone else, like in the mainstream media, go on and on and on about this kind of agenda and this unsustainability, as they keep calling it. Let's get into the injury updates. Both sides are missing key players. For Arsenal, we know that long-term injuries to Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, Noni Madueke, and unfortunately Martin Odegaard will mean that they're all sidelined. though Arteta is hoping to have some back after the international break. We also have Gabriel Martinelli, who will miss the match as this game comes slightly too early for him. There is a doubt William Saliba is being assessed after coming off against Crystal Palace, and also Bukayo Saka will hope to shake off an illness, but we'll probably see him start. Meanwhile, for Burnley, they've got Amdouni, they've got Bayer, they've got Connor Roberts, all as long-term absentees. Ekdal is expected to replace Ogachukwu, who was injured in the match against Wolves. Let's go now into key matchups on the pitch. I've liked to do this recently, so I'm going to give 3 key matchups. And the first one is a bit of an odd one. It's a fullback battle, but it's going to be Kyle Walker against Ricardo Calafiori. Now, Calafiori seems to have that kind of Premier League left-back slot as his own now, but he doesn't seem to play the left-back role like we're used to. So Walker's obviously an experienced legend in his own right, and he expertly marshals Burnley's defence. And I think he'll be given a little bit of room to roam and move forward, but I think it's going to be really interesting with the knowledge of Calafiori roaming into midfield, coming in on the underlap for Trossard, possibly going on the overlap for Trossard. I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup. My second matchup is Estev against Victor Gyökeres. Now, Estev produced assuring displays in Burnley's recent wins, and despite a confidence-shattering game against Man City, where I believe he scored an own goal, he'll be up against Gyökeres, who is currently struggling with a 6-game domestic goal drought, though he did recently net a brace against Atletico Madrid. So, can Victor Gyökeres get an open play goal? Can he cause some problems against Estev? It's going to be an interesting matchup. Finally, number 3, my last one is Hartman versus Bukayo Saka. Now, Hartman, the Dutch fullback, has been a major asset for Burnley. He's registered 4 assists in 9 games. He'll be tasked, unfortunately for him, with limiting Saka, who's hoping to be fit for this match. And it doesn't get much easier for him because the form that Max Dowman was in our last game against Brighton, I think he's got his work cut out. So Hartman is probably a player to watch, whether he's battling against Saka or Max Dowman. Now, history strongly favours the visitors. Arsenal undefeated in 19 of the last 20 encountered with Burnley across all competitions. They have lost against Burnley only once in 18 Premier League meetings. They've never lost to Burnley at Turf Moor in the Premier League era. So the Gunners' last visit in February 2024 ended in a 5-0 drubbing. So more of that, please. That'll be lovely. For the predictions, because I know you guys have really enjoyed having the predictions. So, given Arsenal's formidable form and their historical dominance, especially the advantage they hold in set-piece situations, against a team who's, quite frankly, prone to conceding them, I think an away win is probably on the cards here. I don't think anyone's going to complain with that prediction. I would say probably an Arsenal 3-0 win. And unfortunately, Opta haven't put out their predictive percentage, so I can't show that today, but hopefully they'll have one back for our next game. Now, this match will truly be a test of Burnley's defensive structure against Arsenal's efficiency, especially on set pieces. Will Turf Moor provide that humongous energy that Scott Parker's talking about? Or will Arsenal continue their perfect run? Let me know your score predictions in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know football. I just talk it. Border out.